The preterite forms of ser, ir, and dar. Oddly enough, the Spanish must have fallen asleep when they were inventing the forms for ser and ir, because as you notice here, they come out the same. Preterite is the form you use to say that something did happen, that you did something at a specific moment in time. It was done once, over, time is done, the action is finished. Ser means to be. To say I was, in the past, fui. Present, soy profesor. In the past, I was a teacher, fui profesor. I was a reporter, fui periodista. I was a doctor, fui doctor, and so on. And these are the forms. Repeat. Fui, fuiste, fue, fuimos, fuisteis, fueron. Fui, I was. Fuiste, you were. Fue, she or he was, or you were, talking usted. Fuimos, we were. Fuisteis, you all were, talking to friends in Spain. Fueron, they were, or you all were, talking formally or informally in Latin America. Ir, to go. Voy, I go, or I'm going. Fui, I went. Fui a la tienda, I went to the store. Fui a la escuela, I went to the school. Fui a la biblioteca, I went to the library. It looks like they might be mixed up in conversation, but think about in real conversation, the context is there. If you just see the word sitting by itself on a page, you won't know which one's being talked about, which one it means. But in context, in real life, you always know which one it is because of the context. If you say fui a la tienda, to the store, it tells you that fui means I went. Fui reportero, I was. It doesn't make any sense to say I went reporter, so I was a reporter. You will always be able to tell by context, by the way people are talking about them. And again, the forms are fui, fuiste, fue, fuimos, fuistes, fueron. Dar, adverb verb, it's an AR verb, but it got to be part of the ER and IR club sometime in the past. Must have got kicked out of the AR clubhouse at one point, maybe because it was too tiny, and they were just being prejudicial against it. So, it crawled over to the ER and IR clubhouse, begged to be given some endings, and they said, okay, here you go, you can take the ER and IR endings, but no accent marks. Notice that there are no accent marks on any of these across the board. So dar, in the past, you know that doy is I give. Di means I gave. Diste, you gave. Dio, she gave, he gave. Dimos, we gave. Distes, you all gave, talking in Spain to groups of people that you're familiar with. Dieron, they gave, or you all gave, talking formally or informally in Latin America to a group of you all. Page 225, note that ser and ir have identical forms in the preterite. They give you some examples of that. Look at those, read them carefully, say them out loud, repeat them after me. Ayer fue el cumpleaños de Lucía, ¿no? Sí, Ana y yo fuimos a su casa y le dimos los regalos. ¿Fuiste a la fiesta que dio Sara? Sí, fui. Fue la mejor fiesta del año. Now I'll read the answers to the práctica, 1 through 5. Fill them out first and check your answers against mine. Número 1. ¿A dónde fuiste tú ayer? Fui a la tienda. Compré un pantalón y se lo di a mi esposo. 2. ¿Fueron ustedes a casa de tía Eva ayer? Sí, fuimos y le dimos el libro que tú mandaste para ella. 3. ¿Ustedes fueron estudiantes del Dr. Paz? Carlos fue su estudiante, pero Raquel y yo fuimos estudiantes de la doctora Guerra. 4. ¿A quién le diste la orquídea? Se la di a Susana. 5. ¿A dónde fueron ustedes anoche? Fuimos al teatro. Los padres de Dora nos dieron el dinero para ir. And under para conversar, habla con tu compañero, interview the classmate using the following questions. I'll read them through, tell you what they mean, give you a possible response. Número 1. ¿Quién fue tu profesor favorito el año pasado? Who was your favorite teacher last year? You could say, mi profesor favorito fue, it was, or he was, or she was, and then just put the name in there. Remember to change the tu to me, because you're saying, the person's asking you, so you have to say, my favorite professor. Mi profesor. Second part of the question is, ¿la clase fue fácil o difícil? Was the class easy or difficult? You just answer, la clase fue difícil, or la clase fue fácil. Número 2, Fuiste a la cafetería ayer? Did you go to the cafeteria yesterday? You could say, sí, fui a la cafetería ayer. Or no, no fui a la cafetería ayer. Remember that the first no in that answer, no, comma, no fui. The first no means no. The second no is negative of the verb, makes the verb negative. A qué hora? At what time? Remember back to chapter 2, I believe it is, with the telling time in there? A qué hora? At what time? You have to answer with a, and then la if it's una, or las if it's dos through doce. A las dos, a las tres, a la una. ¿Alguien fue contigo o fuiste solo? Did someone go with you or did you go alone? Fui solo, or fui con mi amigo. 3. ¿A dónde fuiste el sábado? Where did you go on Saturday? Fui a las montañas. I went to the mountains. ¿Con quién fuiste? With whom did you go? ¿Con quién fuiste? In English we say, who did you go with? You can't end a sentence with a preposition in Spanish like we can in English, so the with has to go up around in the front. ¿Con quién fuiste? Yo fui con mi novia. Went with my girlfriend. 4. ¿Tus amigos fueron a visitarte? Did your friends go, did they go to visit you? O tú fuiste a visitarlos a ellos? Or did you go to visit them? So I could say, mis amigos. That's kind of an odd statement there because then you're going to shift into the verb. They came to visit me. You wouldn't say they went to visit me. I don't think, unless it's coming off question 3. It's kind of an odd question. But let's say that I went to visit them. It's the only one that makes sense in the context of how to use go. So I'd say, yo fui a visitarlos a ellos. 5. ¿Dieron tus amigos una fiesta para celebrar tu cumpleaños? Did your friends give a party to celebrate your birthday? Sí, mis amigos dieron una fiesta. Yes, my friends, they gave a party. ¿Cuándo la dieron? When did they give it? La dieron el viernes. La dieron el sábado. Whatever time you want to put in there. ¿Dónde? Where? En mi casa. En el apartamento. En la escuela. En la clase. 6. ¿Diste una fiesta el viernes pasado? Did you give a party last Friday? Sí, di una fiesta el viernes pasado. ¿Alguien dio una fiesta el sábado? Did somebody give a party on Saturday? You could say, sí, mi amiga dio una fiesta el sábado. My friend gave a party on Saturday. 7. ¿A quién le diste un abrazo ayer? Who did you give a hug to yesterday? You could say, le di, I gave to him or to her, un abrazo. Then you got to clarify who the le refers to. Le has to be there, but you got to clarify it. Le di un abrazo a mi esposo. I gave a hug to my husband. Le di un abrazo a mis niños. I gave a hug to my children. ¿Alguien te dio un beso? Beso is the word for kiss. Did somebody give you a kiss? You can say, sí, mi novia me dio un beso. My girlfriend gave me, me dio, to me she gave, un beso. 8. ¿Quién fue tu primer amor? The easy way to do this would say, mi primer amor fue, my first love was, and then just put the name of the person in there.